Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Monica and today I'm going to be doing my favorite products from October, November, and December of 2021. So I have 10 products here. They're mostly makeup. There's 2 non-makeup products and I'm throwing in a slight curveball. Normally in my favorites videos, I only talk about actual favorite products. I don't really throw in fails, but this time I have one product that was such a packaging fail. Like I have to talk about it because it annoyed me to no end. It was kind of crazy how much I was pissed off by this product. So if you're new to my channel, I only do favorites videos typically every 2 or 3 months, normally every 2 months, but sometimes I bump it up to 3 because I really want these videos, like looking back on my channel, my entire favorites playlist, I only want like actual holy grail, actual favorite products in these videos. I don't want to just throw together products that I've used in the span of a month just to have a video up every month. So these videos also tend to be slightly boring if you watch my channel on a regular basis, because odds are you've seen these products in my videos. Odds are these are in previous favorites videos. So I'd rather it be like consistent and actual favorites that I stand fully behind than to just like throw things out again for the sake of a video. All right, so I've got 10 products. Let's start with the 2 non-makeup products. So first, I gotta just talk about my favorite fragrances, the Dossier Fragrances. The last few months, I've really been liking Floral Peony, which kind of shocked me because I didn't really like it like as much at first, but it's grown on me so much. I love this as just a really good like everyday perfume. And then the other one that I've been like loving, but I wanted to ration because I'm like almost done with it. I gotta go buy myself one. This is the Floral Aldehydes, and this is actually a dupe for Chanel No. 5. And this one, it smells just like Chanel No. 5. I actually just got a magazine in the mail and it had like, you know, those scent cards that smell like the fragrance they're trying to sell you. I got one for Chanel No. 5 and I compared it and it smelled like literally the exact same. So once this runs out, because this one was sent to me in PR, I will buy myself one because I like it that much. I did recently do like a whole Dossier dedicated video where I talked about like my whole collection, talked about their Black Friday sale, and what my top favorite fragrances from my whole collection were. So if you missed it, I'll throw it up in the cards. My other non-makeup favorite was from Lush, and this is the Cosmetic Warrior Face Mask. Now, Lush is just like determined to discontinue everything that I love. So when they discontinued my favorite face mask, I loved the Brazen Honey face mask. It was one of the only things that would work on my breakouts and it smelled amazing. It was just a really good clarifying mask. And then they discontinued it and I was heartbroken because they've also discontinued my favorite lotion. Anyway, so they discontinued that and I had not found another like good replacement mask until this one. So the Cosmetic Warrior, this is garlic, tea tree, and kaolin. So it's not the exact same, it doesn't smell the exact same, but the effect is actually very similar. It works on my breakouts and it works on like red spots that are left after a breakout has kind of subsided. And that's what I was looking for in a good kind of clearing mask. Especially since we're going out or running errands, I still wear a mask everywhere, so I still tend to get a little bit of breakouts like right here around my mouth or right where like the mask goes. And this has actually been coming in clutch for that. So while I don't like it as much as Brazen Honey, and while I wish they would bring Brazen Honey back, at least I now have like a suitable substitute. All right, moving into actual makeup. Let's start with some setting sprays that I absolutely love. And they're technically, in my opinion, dupes for each other. We have the Milani Make It Last Original Setting Spray, and then we have the MAC Original Fix Plus. So I actually just went and I did back to MAC, which was if you bring like 6 empty MAC products, any kind of products, as long as they're not little sample products, then you can trade in and get a free lipstick, a lip gloss, or an eyeshadow. So I actually traded in for the lip gloss that I'm wearing right now. It's like up here on top of my everyday makeup basket. But I traded in 6 products, got that, and while I was at MAC, I picked up 2 of these. And I was actually really happy. They have a holiday like gift set that is 2 of these, and it's like 20 or 30% off. So like these are normally $30 each, which is a lot. That is a lot. But I like it so much that I end up like treating myself to that luxury price tag, right? And I consider $30 for a face spray to be luxury. But they had the set for 2 and it was like $39 for 2 of them, which when they're normally $30 each, that's a big discount. So I picked up 2 of these. I really like the Fix Plus. I have to say, for the amount of product you get, this lasts a long time and I'm using this like every day. And I would love, I don't know what it is about the original scent, that I just really, really like. And the other product that I think captures both the setting spray aspect, fixing spray, and the scent, I really like the Milani Make It Last. So this is actually an empty. I pulled it out of my empties basket. I needed to buy another one of these. I went to my local Target. I went to a local CVS. Like they don't exist. They're running out. So I need to buy this online. Actually, I just placed an Ulta order, and I should have picked some up when I placed my Ulta order, but I didn't. Shame on me. Absolutely shame on me, because I love this. And like I said, it's a dupe for the Fix Plus. So if you don't want to spend the money on the Fix Plus, get the Milani. I've probably bought the Milani more times than I can count, and I definitely buy it more than the Fix Plus. The Fix Plus is more of a treat for me, whereas when I need something that's going to work day in, day out, be affordable, I go for the Milani. Next, let's talk about a brow gel that I'm sure I've mentioned in at least 2 or 3 of my other favorites videos, the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. I, had the opportunity to pick up the product that I think this dupes, which is the ABH Clear Brow Gel, and honestly, I couldn't bring myself to buy it, even during the Sephora sale, because this just works so well, and this is only $6 for the whole tube, whereas the ABH one, it's like, what is it, $20 for a tube? Not worth it. The only downside I have to this whole product, it's a good crunchy brow hold. So if you don't like the crunchy feeling, it's going to hold them in place. This is not going to be your friend. But I really, really like that. I have thick curly brows that curl towards the end, so I need something that's going to hold them in place and keep them there. The only thing is I wish the spoolie was just like 10% smaller. If the spoolie was just a little bit smaller, I feel like I could use it a little bit better, but the way that it is now, I have to be careful that I don't kind of like flick and go crazy with my brows, which actually I did kind of mess up today because of the spoolie, and I did get a little bit here that I had to try and fix with concealer. But other than that, this is actually like a really good product. I'm thinking maybe I'll try to find a smaller like spoolie wand from a different maybe mascara product, clean it off, and I'll put it in and see if it works any better. But I just wish they made it slightly smaller because it's a big spoolie for like a brow gel. I'm laughing at the packaging that I made for this. So my next favorite is the AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder. This is the loose setting powder, and this is not the packaging. Do you like my little blue tape, painter's tape? So actually, the actual setting powders themselves come in containers about this small. So this is the container I kind of put them in. I fit 2 of these worth of powder into this product, and this was the e.l.f. I forgot because I covered it with tape. It was the e.l.f. setting powder, which was an okay setting powder, not one of my favorites by any means, but once it was done, I kind of cleaned it out and I just put in the AOA Studio setting powder, and I have to say, I forgot how great of a setting powder this is for under eyes. I set my under eyes, I use concealer, set them every day, and so I like having a really thin, lightly milled setting powder for under my eyes. And this reminds me a lot of the Laura Mercier loose setting powder, which I actually just picked it up when I went to Sephora the other day, and I'm going to compare them. I think I'm going to bring that out next. But I love how like light the setting powder is. It comes in a good amount of shades, so hopefully that's going to be an option for most people. And like I said, it's $1. And my only complaint is the packaging. I kind of wish you could buy a jumbo version of the powder, like a Coty Airspun size version of it, because honestly, if I could buy that size of this powder, I probably wouldn't buy any other powder because it's just really good. But until then, I'm just going to make do with making my own packaging for it. Next, I think we have it's not the oldest product in my collection, one of the oldest products in my collection. And as I use it to try and finish it up, I keep remembering how bulletproof it is. It's just actually really good. And it's the Dermacol makeup cover. This is the exact same Dermacol makeup cover I've had since 2017. I used this product in my first YouTube video, and it's still kicking, and it's still working. That blows my mind, considering how quickly most makeup can expire. The fact that this little buggy, I rolled it up, but it's all the way out to there. So the fact that he's still kicking and the product is still working amazes me. This is really kind of like your all-in-one. I use this as an under-eye primer. I can use this as foundation. I can use this as an eye primer. I can use this as a spot concealer. I can use this as anything. Which, even with all those uses, I still haven't used this up. Because literally, less than a pea, a dime, a teeny tiny amount of this goes so freaking far. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And I feel like the only other person I've heard really talk about this was Taylor Wynn, when she did this on her 15 days of foundation a while back, which is what got me to buy it. But, oh my god. So I want to finish it just because I've had this since 2017 and I already bought a backup. Back before I realized it took you this long to use it, I already have a backup in my collection. So I want to finish this up. I've actually gotten pretty dang close. So I think I'm going to include this in a project pan next year to finish it up. But it's honestly, for how much I paid for this, it was like between $10 and $20 to last me 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 4 years? Yeah. Holy crap. Next, we have a loose blush that I hadn't used in a while, but when I brought it back out because of my Shop My Stash advent calendar that Alvin actually put together for me, I've been doing that on TikTok and on Instagram. This is my Instagram and TikTok. Make sure you check that out if you're interested. But I brought this product out because of that, and I just remembered how amazing it is. This is a loose blush from the brand Crow and Pebble, which is a small indie brand out of the UK. I actually really want to place another order with them. I'm thinking maybe right after the new year. But this, specifically their loose blush, and it's the shade called Torch of Heaven, She Who Shakes the Sky. And it's just a really pretty peach color. This is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I just remembered how pigmented, but it doesn't how do I explain this? It is a beautiful pigmented blush, but it blends out beautifully, and it's so little. Again, a little bit goes a very, very long way, and it's just great. And I forgot how much I loved these, so I'm glad I brought them back out. All right, last for my favorites, we have 2 highlighters. One actually an old throwback favorite, and one a new one that came into my collection a few weeks ago that I've just fallen in love with. Let's talk about my throwback favorite. This is actually one of the first makeup products I think I ever bought. And I bought it because of YouTube recommendations. This is the Physicians Formula Natural Nude Shimmer Brick. And this is the lighter one. I think there's 2 shades or 2 versions of this now. And it's a shimmer brick that goes from very, very light white to pink to kind of these bronzy shades down here. So for someone as light as me, I could use the top parts as highlighter, and then I can use the bottom as a bronzy, glowy, bronze, summery kind of bronzer. But for people of deeper complexions, they can of course use the bottom ones as actual highlighter. I really like this. It's stunning. I'm wearing the highlighter, the kind of top 2 rows today, and it's beautiful. It's stunning. And while this is pricey for the drugstore, when I compare this to the rest of the highlighters in my collection, it holds up against higher end luxury highlighters, which to me impresses the hell out of me. So I have to say, this was pretty hyped up back in the day, but I would say for very good reason. If you're looking for something that is pretty versatile and is going to last you a decent amount of time and you don't mind spending a little bit more, I think this is it's between $15 and $20, I think, at the drugstore. But make sure if you are interested, but you're on a budget, you could always check out coupons. If you shop at CVS, they do extra bucks, and I always get coupons in the mail through CVS. So you could probably get a really good deal on this if you just keep your eyes peeled. But I think this is actually a really good deal for how long it lasts. And I gotta say, despite the packaging being kind of bulky, it's nostalgic for me at this point. I think it's kind of cute. The other highlighter is a highlighter palette that's new from Lunatic Cosmetic Labs, and is the Cemetery Shrines highlighter palette. And let's just take a moment to appreciate this packaging. I love this so much. So it's this adorable little headstone, and then you open it up, you've got a cute little mirror in here, and then you've got 4 highlighter shades in here. While I will say these might look a little bit darker, I have to say I can use all of these as highlighter, even though these look a little bit dark on me. They're not completely unusable, right? So unfortunately, I don't know if these shades in the bottom are going to work great on deeper complexions, when someone of my complexion can use all 4 of these. But I have to say the highlighter formula here is beautiful. I was shocked by how blinding, because they don't look honestly, they don't look like much when you kind of just swatch them out with your finger or anything, but applied on the face, it's just this beautiful kind of lit from within glow. It reminds me kind of the is it the Essence? The Essence highlighter? There was another drugstore highlighter that made you look like you just had a beautiful skincare day. That's what this looks like. It makes you look like you got 12 hours of sleep and you woke up and you just splashed some, you were in a skincare commercial and you splashed some water on your face. That's what this makes you look like. It's beautiful. It's not going to be too shining, dazzling, but it's beautiful. And I have to say, the combination of the highlighter itself, the packaging, the aesthetic, instant favorite. Though I have had this for a little bit over a month now. I actually had to make a conscious effort to put this back into my collection because I wanted to keep using it every day. Okay, so that's everything for my favorites. Let's get into the one fail. That was such a bad fail, I have to talk about it here. So this is actually a foundation I really liked, which is what really irks me about the packaging. So this is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I purchased this from Sephora not too long ago, and I really liked it. It was like a good medium coverage. You can build up. It had like a beautiful skin-like finish. I loved it. I loved everything about this. It got to the point where like the foundation was down to here, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to like just pop the top off and like put it upside down so I can get all the product out, right? Well, wrong, because they don't want you to do that. So I tried pulling the outside part because there was actually an outside part to this. I pulled that off, and then I realized this thing is like welded on, and there's no way you could really get in there because I pulled out the stopper. So I pulled out the stopper, and there's still inner packaging in here. This was the first foundation I've seen that had a spring in the foundation. There was actually like a pen. It was like a spring-loaded thing in here, and I have no idea why. So anyway, I went through all that trouble. I removed everything that I could, and if you could see in here, there's still stuff in there. And so I can't stick a like spatula in there to get product out. I can't just dump this upside down because there's literally no way for the product to get out because of the like pump was spring loaded. So now I'm here, and I'm basically like, I've got two options where essentially I ask Alvin to like cut the glass to get the rest of this out, or I just make it an empty and call it a day. And that pisses me off. I hate wasting product. I hate the fact that I paid for a full bottle. I want to use the full bottle. And I have to say, I have used so many foundations, drugstore, higher end, plastic bottles, glass bottles. I have never had this happen to me before. And there was like no reason the packaging had to be this crazy, and blows my mind. So yeah, so I'm very annoyed. I'm annoyed that I'm wasting product. I'm annoyed that I don't even think I could really fully recycle this because there's product in it and there's still pieces of other stuff in the glass. So, overall, Pat McGrath, work on this. Like, it doesn't need to be like a spring-loaded fancy thing. Honestly, at this point, I prefer the Estee Lauder double wear thing where it's just like a cap. It doesn't even have a pump. Like, I'd take that because I can scrape out an Estee Lauder bottle and get everything out. I cannot do that with the Pat McGrath. Annoying. Very, very annoying. So this, as much as I love the foundation, I am never buying this again, and I cannot recommend it because of how you basically can't get to like a fifth of the product. Yeah. So I've got some bones to pick there. Very annoyed. So there we have it. Those are my 10 favorites in the last few months and one utterly spectacular fail. Let me know what you guys have been loving for the last few months and for all of 2021, which, it's almost the end of the year. Can you believe it? Thank you guys for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.